Hey, to how's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Happy People TV Orlando Pirates fan channel. Today it's a big one. It looks like there have been decisions made in the club. It's a therapy session. You guys know I don't say too much. I don't explain too much. As you can see, we are gathered here today. So there's a lot to talk about. We don't have to talk about the individual items. So I think if everybody can see the screen, I don't know if they can, but then we've got a couple of new faces. So I'm just gonna go in the chronological order that I see in front of me. Is going to be Mr. Coach and then Mr. Kado, and I believe it's either Katleo or Nako. Which one of the two? Who comes next? Away, and then it's Tato, and then it is. Okay, now and then last but not least, down there in the white note position will be Mr. Chaos. As you guys know, it looks like the decisions have been made. It looks like Rulani will really be our coach. Mr. Coach, I think just give them a summary of what happened in the brief today, and we'll see how we feel from there.
All right. Hey, Mapagani, Sanbonani, Kaya, and the fellas in the chat. But as you know, I think Diski Times broke it today, or Maobani broke the news that we are now, this morning, we are now in advanced talks with Coach Rulani. The deal is almost complete. The only thing that is outstanding at this point, apparently, is that they're trying to iron out the issue with his technical team. It was said that he's trying to bring in Michael Loughlin to join him as his assistant, alongside Makaringe. So, obviously, there were other news going on in the week in terms of player acquisitions and so forth, but in the league, the big thing was.
Okay, let me just stop you right there, Mr. Coach. Let me just stop you right there. There's somebody who's having a lot of noise in the background. I don't know if it's some Tatos, but I think this just means that if you're not talking, just mute yourself, and then after your hand up and it is your turn to speak, then you can unmute. Okay, sounding much better, much better. Okay, ready, go from the top, Mr. Coach, from the top.
Like I was saying, Diski Times did report that we are in the final stages, advanced stage, whichever word you want to use, of appointing Mr. Rulani Mokwena as our new head coach. They're actually looking to bring him in before next week. As you know, we'll be going, it's Abetoma next week preseason, so they're trying to sort that out. In fact, as it stands, the only thing that is outstanding, final details in terms of his technical team. They did report that he is looking to bring on Michael Loughlin as his assistant, who will work alongside Makaringe. So, without saying too much, I think if I'm to suck my thumb, but it's all there for us to see. The deal is about 99% done. I am even willing to guess, in light of the fact that we just had our fixture released a few minutes ago. The preseason tour in Spain. The dates are all confirmed. We know the gents will be in Spain from the 6th and the first game on the 11th. So if I am to guess, Coach Rulani will be announced probably Monday or Tuesday, the way I see it. So as we are no longer single, go to but as it seems like we have a new head coach, and that is the new era.
Yeah. Gents, I guess if you just have a point to butt in with, you can just pick up your hand. If I don't see a hand, I'm just going to start firing questions. So I think the first consensus question is, do we believe what this coach guy is saying?
Welcome Buffet to the Bucs chat. This is where this is where we unpack all these things, our feelings, Buffet to unfiltered, raw as it comes. So this is just a safe space for Amapagania. We have these conversations in closed doors, but this is a platform where we express all of these. For me, is it true or not? I'm beginning to to believe that it's believable than anything. If you don't want to take it, then I'm as. But it's yeah, it's a 50-50 thing for us as a Makaringe. There's going to be a 50% that says, "Ish, we're not vouching for this. We don't see a good ending with it all." But as the talks have been going, I mean, any Makaringe right now should be rest assured that it is Rulani Mokwena who's going to appoint us. I'm feeling 50-50 about it. No disrespect to the coach and not believing in his technical and football philosophy and what he can bring in for the team. But I don't know if his emotional state of mind can handle such a team, especially if he's not doing well. How is he going to take all the backlash that is going to be thrown up to him? So that's what it is for me. Yeah, Mathieu.
So it seems like it's the truth, huh?
Rest assured it is.
Aish, no more denial. No more denial. Okay, no, it's fine. I think one point that I'm entitled to make is this one. Okay, Rulani is a cheese boy, guys. So you can't. Your parents can be strict as they want, but if it's a 3-story mansion, it's a 3-story mansion. Zakipa, you're a cheese boy. So we know that everything that has to do with Rulani's with his record and his career and how well he's done, just remember he was doing it as a cheese boy, like we were saying in the last show, private school. So with that sense, guys, there's a lot I could say, but let me just say, if the Saleng issue happens, last season or this season, the way it happened last season for Rulani this time, and he was scoring goals and maybe even won a cup with Saleng, and then now all of a sudden the club can't put his star on the field anymore. Does he keep quiet and keep on looking for cocoa melons, or does he complain? Is he the type to be able to overcome such kind of adversity here at Pirates? And this one is in Soweto, this club.
Definitely not, my brother. Definitely not. You know the answer to that as well. My guy. Yeah. He's not used to hardship. My problem is that Rulani is not used to hardship, He's used to material. He's used to players being around. That's the problem for me. He's definitely not doing that. He's not doing that. He's not. Definitely. I think we can all agree on that, all of us. We can agree. We can agree on that.
But maybe he's grown. Who knows? Yeah.
I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt. He's won a league. That's Ahly Co in England.
But anyone can win the league with Sundowns, Anyone can win the league with Sundowns. That's the thing.
This was my point. This was my point a few weeks ago. For we as Pirates fans, we can't be peak, especially when it comes to the league, because we haven't won it for 8 years now. So it's gonna be more if we don't get a coach like him, to be honest.
I want to take us back a little bit. Cheese boy, but the fact that Jose kept quiet and just took it, the whole Salem, the fact that he just took it, came to us and lied to us and said he's got 27 players and he thinks that's more than enough. He'll be able to complete them. Yeah, that was not the truth, and I don't think he believed it either. And what I like about Rulani, I hope, but I don't know for sure, if Rulani is not the same kind of cards, I would hope Rulani will be honest with us and say, hey, Bang, I'm working with what I've got. Obviously, it might not work to his favor, it won't be good for his career, but I think he's more likely to be honest when it comes to things like that. Like, what I didn't like about it was that if there's an issue going on with the club, of course he has to protect the team to an extent. They are his employer. But what is blatantly clear, like the Saleng, is don't just take it into and let them feed us lies for a whole 6 months. Because now, and we're looking at him as was his shortcoming to an extent. Now, I believe if someone like Rulani himself is faced with the same kind of issues, then at least in which we can hammer at them and say, hey, I'm sure definitely, it's true, he will be back. I'm genuine. I think that's what's going to be more telling. because okay, now first of all, my opinion about how the league will go. The Honorary Grant, how fair that transfer window. I think there's a whole lot more work we need to do in there. And once that's done, you can judge if he has all the material he needs. But January, guys, big teams always go to their squad in January. But don't think about how many players you have. You still only need to add 1 or 2 players that balance. So I am hoping Rulani is someone that can instill that kind of thing. Yeah, okay, one good thing. You know, was winning in the League 8 and almost invincible and we did it because we addressed these kind of things and we always improve the squad with what it takes, the cost of success. So I'm hoping he can actually drill that kind of thing in the team.
Does he have
in Rulani?
Politics. Hey, I've got something to put on the table, right? For everybody. So now here's my one thing that I want to ask. Now Rulani is a coach that's usually given all the toys. Okay, last one they're going through with a big beat on the toy and say, he's that type of coach. Now he's coming into Pirates, and number one, he likes expensive toys. So he would have liked to make his own personal choice to say, I want to go buy this certain player. Now Pirates has already made 5+ signings without him being there. One thing about him is he's known to be a coach that's going to come in and kind of has a set squad that he knows, okay, this one I can handle. But what happens when there's certain injuries and now he has to come up with different plans with the current squad that he kind of has to deal with? What's going to happen? Are we gonna have excuses of saying 5 of my players that are known to be in the national team are injured, so you can't expect me to win cup? How is he gonna handle not making? Like I said, I think before this call, I'm giving him 7 games. Out of those 7 games, he might win 5. He might lose 1 and draw 1. Going forward, he's got about another 7 games. What if? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's not at the season where that's not ready yet. Sisson is not ready yet. He has, like we said, KB, he has Kogi and CBC to deal with at the back.
Then what does he do? What does he say in the media when he loses?
Is he going to be able to handle the Pirates' pressure? Because after those 7 games, it might just go a bit steep. And a lot of these competitions, he's trying to gel and bring in his philosophy. He's a lot emotional. I'm worried about the state of the psychological state of the boys under his leadership.
No, we are worried, and I think it's warranted, ne? So I think before we pick it apart too much, ne? If you feel like this man is going to be successful, let's talk about what would need to go his way. What are the factors that would need to be true, conditions that need to be met for him to actually be successful? And what is success? Because apparently we want him for the PSL.
What do you guys feel?
Success is the league. Let's start there. The league or the CAF. But I feel like the league is a little bit above because of the circumstances. 8 years. But the factors still in family, we need to give him in order for him to be able to get to where he needs to. Look, the 5 players we bought currently, I don't know if they are his players, but we should have been acting like that, having appointed him
Can't
first.
be all of them. Can't be all of them.
It can't be all of them. Yeah, I think we should have appointed him first and then bought the players. But it is what it is. So now, I think as Pirates fans, I think this is very important. As Pirates fans, let him guy leeway, Bafit. The guy let Jose leeway about 5 years, and he was a plumber. This is a recognized coach, by the way.
The difference between Jose and now him is that Jose, we gave him a second chance because he came with cups. He at least gave us the competition part, which was the MTN and the mid-bank. So we're like, okay, next season.
Before Jose Arifa the cups, so he was nothing. He was a plum.
Yeah,
like we like to say, he was nothing. Right now, we are bringing in a coach that has something. So he has won something. He has actual pedigree. He kila ka coacha. So we as Pirates fans, we need to give him that leeway or fit. Rulani coach and fit. If we need to like what we see on the pitch, like Jose, we need to be able to like some connection to the players. We need to be able to like what we see on the pitch. But as Pirates fans, we should be like, okay, change this, change that, and then let's see what we do. Like we spoke about last week, I think we should give him over 2 seasons. Two seasons should be enough. 1, 2, no, 2.
Remember, this man is not going to be collecting the net bank.
2 seasons. That's 2 seasons. He shouldn't be 2 players.
Okay.
I think we should give him 2 seasons. We should give him 2 seasons. If we like what we see the first season, we should continue the next. And then Pirates should be then looking to extend the contract after that. But I think as Pirates fans, come let him move for that leeway around fit to coach up. Do what you need to do
best case scenario.
In terms of?
In terms of him winning things. 2 seasons. I'm moving 2 seasons, but fit to
league. Like I said, league. Someone win a league. Best case scenario, one of those seasons, someone win a league. One of them, either the first or the second.
And I think about what from Kajaunako, not what everything, has the opinion alone. I don't know much about
like he can do something different, like compared to Jose with like the few details in here. Midfield, so like midfield defense, it was strong. Jaga Batambogaza, one Bogazi go number 16 as a defensive. If you can see, he can play the defensive holding that boy because he has ball control. Like Umnat. I won a fella, only once a fella. And they can even buy a goalkeeper, another goalkeeper. We need another goalkeeper. We don't have quality goalkeepers there. We don't. Only Super China only. We can only tell Super China only. We need another goalkeeper.
I don't want to say anything.
I'm telling you, Martins, like I'm telling you, we need another goalkeeper. What a striker we find, like I can see Mbutumba. Ken Rulani is the boy. We call the boy. It's Rulani there. But Bokwaiba, I'm not convinced about Kwaiba Nyana, man. It's not enough, Kwaiba. It's not enough for Pirates material.
So best case scenario for Wena, for Rulani Abele success going forward?
Goalkeeper, maybe another holding midfielder, Nyana, and another winger or left back, Pasati.
But Geboma, who are those people that you are talking about?
Okay, I got defensive. There's this other guy from Go TLC. I get to Dalla League FM. I get Go TLC. There's an holding defensive midfielder and Pirates in Timo Mondichara Fanao. But I'm not sure how Santa Wamushedi Lehonan or what. Then go left back, Pasadini, then another winger fella police, then we done.
All right.
Okay, let me add my 2 cents, right? The brother said we should give Rulani some leeway, right? I'm only willing to do that if he wins a cup here and there. We can't just wait in jail for 5 years or 2 years or 3 years. There is no way. There is no way we can do that. Bella, we've been winning this past 3 seasons. We are used to it now. We can't wait. I'm willing to wait, but at least win a cup here and there, right? And honestly, I don't see us winning the league anytime soon, guys. Just know that there's no way. Because we have ambitions of doing that, but remember that we are competing with a beast here in Sundowns, and you need the players.
No.
The current players that we have, we cannot win the league. In order to win the league, at least have 2 or 3 players that have won the league before. We only have 1 player that has won the league, which is Soweto. Only Soweto has won the league at Pirates. And a league is not like a cup. A league is like, it's a taste, man. You need to have the taste of winning a league as a player. If you don't have that, you can't do it. There's a reason why we always end up number 2, because we don't have the players that have won the league before. So Rulani is not a magician, guys. You can bring the best coach to Pirates. If you don't have the players that have won the league, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's difficult. It's difficult. Sundowns is only doing it over and over because they have the players that have done it. That's why it's easy for them to win the league. So for now, just I expect a couple more, but as for the league, I think I just don't see it anytime soon, honestly.
Not for them, some question. Let's not
I've got my
neglect.
reservations. Oh, Kwena kam. Yeah, I'm fit to come again.
Yeah, let's not neglect Rulani's quality. Learners are win a league. Arehan, it's a new team. He's been with this team before, and it's new school. It's new school teammates. What? It's new classmates. Let him be the teacher he can be. Let him be the leader he can be. He can take us far. Maybe better than Jose, even. Who knows?
Okay, I can only say something. We only for this. So with Rulani, we can only give him either of the two. Keep 50-50, right, man? It's either we're saying Rulani focus on the cups and leave the league alone, or we say we haven't won the league for Rulani. Look at the league and leave the cups alone.
How many times are we gonna focus on the cups?
Before everybody carries on, let's call it just for Rulani just to match what Jose has done. Is already a big job, and you start looking at your ex 6 months into this relationship. Like, by this time we had already done this, and we had already done that, and we had already done this. Untar utla. So, but yeah, you can carry on.
Okay, hey. Guys, he's gonna shock you guys. Kill a fair chance. Yeah. I have a person here with me. He's a Chiefs fan. Mari wants to ask you guys a question.
No. Mr. Coach
I remember Jose in his very first season. Escorting Fetu was toxic. If you've been, we've all been there at Barcelona, but it's not easy there to get the full support of the club. And if you remember, in his first season, we weren't necessarily going to the stadium, and he was the one who put us back. And me personally, how he got me back into the stadium was he actually came, got a press conference, and asked us nicely, we are building something here, and I need you guys to get behind the team. And if you're at the stadium, you could actually see him as well. Even on TV, you could see him. In the dugout, he would sometimes turn around to the supporters and try to calm us down or try to get us to rally behind the team. And what happened as a result of that was that we would start coming to the stadium and we'd start supporting them. It happened. Faded albeit it would happen away games at first, and we went on a bit of a 7-8 game run where they were winning back-to-back, and we started coming to the stadium. And he still said, okay, I understand, but I need you guys to back the team invoice for the whole 90 minutes. And what happened last season was that now Rulani started we would be singing Fetu Pina from start to finish. Whether we are a goal down, 2 goals down, in the lead, the game is boring, we would rally behind the team. We would be the 12th man. The truth is that Rulani Fetu is coming into a very high pressure situation. He's going to have to deliver something very soon to get us behind him. But he needs us. He can't do it without us. Because Oksala is bringing a new setup. Albeit there are many things that are going to continue. He's building on what Jose Rivero left. And I still think there isn't too many changes he needs to make because our philosophies were not too far from each other. I think he's going to bring just a little bit of stability in terms of how we play. but it's very similar. It's not just that the first 10 games going to win them from start to finish. And it's going to be very important. Even Jose Hanavaya, if you remember in his very last speech, Koskotin is like, whatever you guys must do, I don't know who's coming next. When that guy comes, you have to back him because he needs it. And when that happens, once Scotty starts roaring grand, no opposition has a chance there because the players can feel it too. You can feel it in the stadium that things are changing. So it's not going to be easy. I think the first 10 games are going to be very telling, especially after preseason games up Spain. But I think, especially for the first 6 months, it is very, 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 very important that he gets unconditional support, regardless of how we feel about him. Now, I've had coaches prior to Rulani, prior to Jose, that I never agreed with from the first day announcement. But once the person gets announced, it is our duty as supporters to make sure that we support them. Let him fail on his own. Let us not have a hand in the team crumbling very early. And it's going to be very important. It's going to make a huge difference. Okay, preseason, what issues does he have? What things are working? What don't? But like I said, it's very, very important that we support them unconditionally. And I think the last thing I want to say for now, I never feel to captain like an appreciator. I'm very happy for them. I will sell them all for the league. Because at the end of the day, what matters in May, June, when we talk about who's the best team in the country, we are talking about the team that wins the league. I'm not saying that he definitely will win it in the first season. But if at least he's like 2 points behind Sundowns, 3 points behind Sundowns, shoulder on my shoulder, because obviously I want to win this. I want to win this thing. But even if we don't, I want to see actual progress, tangible evidence that, okay, there's something being done here. So, yeah, I think I'll leave it there for now.
Rulani King is gonna be a vital coach to Pirates.
He's gonna be a vital coach to Pirates.
Rulani knows South African football.
Rulani knows South African football, Buffett.
Okay, bro.
Very vital for Pirates. Yes. On top of that, Khalid, I think Ankara Akale winisa let's start saying Rulani.
Yo, bro, that's far-fetched, bro. That's
not gonna happen.
As a Royal, I'm gonna make it. He's not.
Be optimistic, guys. What happened? What happened to why not?
Hold on. Mr. Coach, thank you very much. My camera's a bit messed up here. Everybody let's come along. But anyway, Mr. Coach, thank you very much for telling us, okay, we need to get behind him and everything. And that's okay. It's just that there's a reason why somebody like Mr. Mafelung and I actually supported the plumber system. It's because we have come to accept how the club has been come to run, right? So if you guys didn't notice, Jose Rivero last season, we never heard him say anything of whether he's angry at Saleng or whether he's angry at the club for what was going on with the Saleng situation, and he just moved on. So we've realized that when a coach can do that, it actually is better for whatever Coco Melons or whatever signings are coming in, for everybody to feel comfortable, because we feel like there's a lack of flexibility that happens at Pirates. It's a very established club. So I'll make an example with Real Madrid. I think when Ronaldo left, it was one of those situations. No, we're not going to pay you this kind of salary. No one is bigger than the club kind of situation. So we believe that us on the other side of the fence, when we did a poll earlier, it was saying, it was 20% of Pirates fans that think he's not going to do well. So we are in the minority, Mr. Mafelung. But in this minority, we believe that rather go with the grain and don't go against the grain. Which manager do you know in the last decade or two besides Pito has been Mr. Go Against the Grain?
Tell me one. Next year. I'm not doubting his capabilities. I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to handle the pressure after 7 games. Well, 7 games. Because I know after that, Makaringe are all going to come back and they're going to give him grief. They're going to give him grief if he's going to be able to maintain it.
Is he going to be able to maintain it? Is he going to be able to maintain?
But injured, and then I don't have a left back.
Sample size 7 is
7 games.
We should have more sympathy than that.
This is a relationship thing. It's not just it's a relationship thing. We fight in a relationship sometimes.
And then
but 7 games are not almost.
Game get often and so was manage the game. And the hard man got fit or to manage the game isn't.
So
unlike it I can blame me review get NA. Now we learn to get the better style of play manage the game since Kabo minutes bullets and may rotate the monad. Different is the one I can do, but don't manage the game since properly, unlike before.
Okay. I don't know what you have to say about that, Mr. Coach. I think I just need to reiterate why.
Let me answer you very quickly.
Ula.
But in 7 games, please stay away from Orlando Stadium. No,
7
games.
No, what I'm saying is I'm giving him 7 games for him to be consistent. Because after those 7 games, he's gonna start getting a lot of backlash if he gives us very bad results. And you know how Pirates will make sure on social media and they are posting you or they are commenting on everything and how they didn't want. Look, I'm a Makaringe. I can't wish bad for Pirates, but I'm not sure if the coach that we have now is the correct coach from the current squad we have to take over. I'm not sure.
But I would say, Mr. Mafelong, you are going into the season with 1 foot out. Touch and go. Already you are setting him up for failure.
Russell Zuma Shapile Pinam Fetu are
setting him up for failure.
Russell Zuma Shapile Pinam Fetu are Tanda Lentombazana Maranyazo with the correct.
Okay, guys, wait. By show of hands, who expects at least 1 domestic cup? Not once, who expects at least 1 domestic cup this coming season? I didn't expect. I didn't show my hand. Didn't expect that. Okay, is that 4? Is that 4 out of 6?
So push and push.
Yeah. So, Mr. Coach, can you tell me when favor Arsenal? Arsenal in area how? Honale manager Bambitang Arteta, who's been there for a while, and. Guys, to be honest, maybe I'm just picking at, I don't know what I'm picking at, if it's a straw, if it's a steak, but it just feels like the best that this man can do, and I think this goes to Nako's point, because we are fighting against a big machine here. I feel like Arteta is the type, or so Rulani is the type to now get closer and closer to the top, and closer to the top. Style of play, we're getting better players here and there, and everything looks like it's ready-made for success, and then it just never get there. And I actually feel like right now Sundowns is doing great things in gear 4 without even Shishi having that much of an impact.
Yeah.
So if we are not expecting cups, we're not expecting a cup thing here, Mr. Coach.
That's a valid point, bro. I'm betting MTN Garuna. You don't have to be a genius to win MTN. Hey, we have to make it to the final of the MTN 8, and we have to lift that thing. I think that'll ease the pressure. I think it's the perfect tournament because MTN gives confidence into a coach. Which was a simple because now in those first 2 years, I was always shaking Yana, but the fact that he was able to deliver MTN8 very early, I can be like, okay, let's, So I think Rulani can do it. But I didn't think it's before the cup, bro. I think the preseason, if you look at the teams that we're going to be playing in Spain, Granada specifically, and Las Palmas, because they are teams that we know and they're teams of quality. If we can get good results there or show good progress, but no, results will matter like I said, in the first 7 games, first 10 games. If you can get good results in those games and then maybe go lift M10-8, they shouldn't have any struggle picking up the momentum and running with it. So yeah, I think he can do it. Obviously, the difference between Arteta Le Rulani is the fact that Rulani Mokwena spent 13-15 years in an environment that win a league. Arteta I think he spent 2 years as assistant.
Assistant and head coach is not the same thing.
Nah, not that point, Mr. Coach. Not that point, Mr. Coach. Don't do that. Don't do that. You are saying that Arteta would be further in his development if he had sat next to Pito for many years.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Actually led the team. Don't forget that not only was he part of that setup for all those years, he also had 2 seasons when he was directly responsible for lifting that league. He was the man that the players were fighting for. So I think we can actually convince our players to fight for him enough to deliver something. So I always said that now my first requirement for the coach. It was the one and only requirement. And that's why I was begging that we don't get plumbers, because plumbers and you can't learn while playing against Sundowns. But Rulani fortunately actually done it before. He knows what a change will look like, how to develop, and that's going to be a huge factor. And that's why I have a lot more confidence in him. Apart from the run that he went to and his campaign for Champions League, he has coached 30 games where Sundowns won the league, and that could be a difference.
Yeah, I take it all with a pinch of salt. Go with his hand up. Me, I'm just sipping my glass of cold drink with a pinch of salt in it. Yeah, your point, Chief.
First of all, Rulani does not have a history of winning any cup. Like, he doesn't have it. Let's start there. Let's not sugarcoat things, guys. Please, this is a very important appointment. Let's not be emotional. Rulani does not have a cup. Name one cup apart from that Georgie Cup that he won, the AFL or whatever they call it. Give me one cup that Rulani has won. He doesn't have a cup. So I'm not expecting. Let me not say I'm not expecting a cup, but my hopes are not up, are not high for him winning a cup in his first season. But saying that, I'm not saying I'm not gonna welcome him to the club. I think he has a good football brain. You understand? But I think he needs to adapt to Orlando Pirates. We are not Sundowns. This thing, I said it on WhatsApp. This thing, the fourth line, the inverted what. We don't want those things. We don't want those things. I want 2 winners. I want a striker that's going to score. I want a solid defense. Understand? I don't want this guy to come there and fulfill his fantasies of being head and whatever. Just give me results. And when things are not going his ways, I don't want to hear stories as well. We come from an era where a coach, when he lost, he accepted it and he moved on, and we understood that. That's why he had so much respect from people, because when he lost, it was the same way when he won. So I don't want the coach that's gonna be, when we lose, he has excuses, he has what. And like you said, if he doesn't win the M10-8, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. That's all.
Yeah, so for me, I think that's where the thing lies. He's a good coach. He's done this, he's done that, but for what we want him to do and what he's good at, it seems like we're gonna end up hitting at a brick wall of nothing, of pain, of tears at the end of the day. What he can do will be nullified with what we will stop him from doing. What we can achieve with Mbogazi and whatever is going to be like, don't tell me about TLP. You TLPs don't play football. I'm telling you, he's super specific, Mr. Mafelo. You have a point there?
I'm just seeing I'm seeing a good season. I'm not seeing a result. I'm not seeing a result given. Like, I'm not seeing anything that's going to materialize. I'm seeing us just getting close. Like this talk is all about just unfiltered feelings, and I'm just saying, yeah, very welcome back to the seat again after having to have left the previous time with a good squad. And we mess them up and we rebuild. Now you have a good squad again. Just hope you don't mess them up. That's all.
Okay, guys. Let me pivot a bit. Mofokeng's father came out with his statements this week, and Mr. Coach and I have had extensive conversations about whether we should be looking at this coming season as a season without Mofokeng or not. So I think showing of hands is the best one. Who thinks we are going to get into this season and play a whole season with Mofokeng? Hands up. Okay, one soldier. Okay, are you guys prepared? Tatos, you look like you're about to cry. You feel like the boy is gone, and are you ready for him to go? And then just remember the lingering question behind your back there is, will Rulani work without him?
Yeah. Actually, it's a very difficult. It's very difficult for me. Like, he represented so much of what Pirates is when he represented a lot, and let's not forget, we are losing like 12 golden assists easily in a season. So it's going to be very difficult for Rulani to work without him. Because I think with him, it makes the job much easier, especially for Pirates, because you're probably not going to get the same quality of player like Sundowns can do if they lose a player like that. So it's going to be difficult for the coach or actually players for Angliana. But I think we do have a lot of good players, but I don't think we have a lot of players at his level. He's an incredible player, but I don't think he will stay as well. I know. I'm very. But it's the best.
You gave us a list of who he thinks we need. I didn't hear a left wing there. Did you give us a left wing there?
We need a left wing now.
I don't think he gave us a left wing. So he's saying his coach is gonna win the league without a new left wing. He's going to put in Mbutumara, and he's not even convinced Kakwaiba. Yeah, we are thin, guys. We are thinner than we think, I think.
Very.
I just want to know if anybody's prepared.
This is why, my friends. That's why I'm going to judge Rulani one we through the transfer window. No, I'm not letting the club off the hook. I think they threw Rivero up significantly in the previous season. And I'm not going to poison my coach when again my management failed to back the coach. There needs to be more need. I don't know what I need. You can't say on one hand I want to win the league, on the other hand and say like that, but you're going to do whatever you figure it out. That's ridiculous. So if we are very serious about this project, what we will need away from Sundowns to back them, bro. Okay, a police in Petu is held prisoner. I don't know how long we will. I don't want to say he kept it. He's obviously the only player on the PSL level. at the moment. But I don't want to marry up too much because they broke my heart last season when they put them on that prison. However, if it means we must sign two players,
yeah,
do it. Otherwise, just come out very early and say to us, no, we want Pirates to at least finish second. Don't lie to me and say you want to win the league and then not get the Copa of the League.
Yo, my friend,
don't forget.
Before we go to the meeting, but I can't hear Mr. Coach.
Okay, yeah. If you're not muted and you're not speaking, please just mute yourself, Mr. Coach. We're having trouble hearing you. Also, yeah.
Jose Rivero, Machen, he overachieved last season. You must never ever expect any coach to get what he did at Coco-Melo. It's not common. Okay. First of all, like Tato was saying, Mfokeng, I think he got 18 plus goal contributions. Mfokeng was by far the best South African in the PSL. What happens if you don't get somebody who's the best South African player in the PSL? What, are you gonna cry and say the coach is failing us? No, the management is gonna have to give him the material. That's why I get it now. One of preseason, and once that's done, if they give him everything, I will also load my gun and say, Rulani Mokwena, you do it or you walk. But it's not just the coach that makes this thing possible. The management is going to have to back him. I look at, for example, left back. We've signed Nkosi Konandaba. I'm not going to say I've seen him play too much. I don't know too much about him, but it's making me worried because Pasadena is unequivocally the best option in the market right now. There's no question asked that maybe if there's a better left back in the season in the league, it could be Mudiba, and that's even arguable. Or Divine Lunga recently, who's becoming very incredible. But if you want to compete with the best, you're gonna have to bring in the best. Last season, Jose had to go fight for the league. We can't do those kind of things. It's very important that I'm not saying we must now be Sundowns and go start spending 30 million every transfer window. But you're gonna have to meet him somewhere. You're gonna have to back him somewhere and make it count. So I still think we have Muremi right now. We can forget about Saleng. So basically we kind of have Muremi and Nkota only. We still need two quality wingers. Kositile coming from NFT. Is that the guy you're saying the coach must win the league? Come on, Buffett. Come on.
So that's why.
Challenging 30. I wanted to kind of say something, but now I lost my trail of thought. But I'm hearing how coach is so positive. I like his positivity. I'm still here.
When as procurement, what ne? Wako finance officing. Is it cheaper to get a couple of cups here and there with Jose, or back Rulani all the way to the hill to go and fight against Motsepe? What's cheaper?
The cheaper is the cups, I think, because unfortunately there's a juggernaut there in Sundowns. We won't need to figure it's a huge hill for us to climb as Pirates fans and as Pirates players and the Pirates coach and the Pirates management and the Pirates heads. Get me to Sundowns, watch me Wakara. Compared to us, watch me Wakara. And argument Naya Cheese Boy, Rulani, this, that, and the other fairy, but I don't want. There's a juggernaut Kara. So us playing for the Cubs fairy, but because he has the pedigree that he has, I should put the same expectations on Pirates bed because we can win this, regardless of whether it was given to him in terms of. Like he had all the tools there. Kitchi's boy, this, that, and no. He got the league. We win it. He was the most prominent. There was a time Moloring, he was the head of the ship, and then he still won it. So I still want to put the pressure on the win the league because we've gone through a process. Moloring, we got a plumber. He got us to that point. Moloring, we are now used to silverware. in terms of cups. But the glory of that is gonna run out because we're gonna be too used to that as Pirates fans. The truth is we're gonna be too used to the cup. MTN8, we're gonna go to MTN8 because we are used to it. So it's like every season goes by MTN8 win. But the thing that we are not used to, the thing that we haven't won for the past 8 years, and I'm gonna keep on saying this for the past 8 years. This is wrong. It's very wrong. Very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. For any team in the PSL to not even come close to touching the heels, so I think we can, us as fans, we can think whatever, but the club should be on fit. If I'm to Alawina League, give him the kitchen sink, whatever, so that he can win the league. That's where my mindset will be as a fan then.
Okay, I'm gonna read a couple of comments here, guys. Untlanta says, guys, is it confirmed that Rulani is our captain Jack Sparrow? I don't get that joke. Hopefully somebody does. And then Amos says the quietness of our police is giving hope that Mr. Koza might surprise us. The fans, watch this space. That is, coming from Amos, as I said. Signings are going to need to be signed, Buffett. Signings are going to need to be signed. And I think one question I need to bring to the floor also, just to take a step back. Can he learn to have that cutting edge or that plan B to actually just win a flipping cup final? Let's say it's against Stellenbosch, Ratseba, or they're going to be compact. Can he learn it? Like I said, the cheese boy at some point in his life he's going to learn. He's going to have to learn to play babak. No matter how much of a cheese boy he is, money can't solve it all. So will he one day at least learn to be like, you know what, I'm at Pirates. I went through a whole season of trying to be the hero. Style of play, that'll be for the league. In the cup, I'll do this. Can he get to that point? Why not?
I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm not seeing. I was just saying that him coming back, I hope it's not he's not trying to come back at Sundowns for the way he left. He's not using Pirates to get back at Sundowns, but he's coming here with a clear mind to say, let's squad the more that I can use, and I believe I can transform them. If he's doing that, it will be evident in the way of the growth the players are actually approaching the games. So that's what I want from him. Those are the results that I want. I want him to stabilize the team and give us the numbers.
So wait, nobody thinks this man can grow as a manager? Nobody. He is what he is, and that's it. Yeah.
Let me put it to you simple, dog. Okay, first of all, I want to just make sense of that reference. Jack Sparrow is a captain of the Pirates sheep in the Pirates of yeah. When it comes to, I am willing to bet money, Hore, in those negotiations, those conference rooms where they were talking to him about what he's coming in to do, the Mokwena project, I am sure he made it clear, or nah, first of all, I get to make the cup, I get a league, league, and second of all, I think before he even agreed, assuming that he's agreed already, before he even agreed to take over, he was like, so I think when it comes to playing cup football, win a game, it's Rulani Lamtseba. It's either he's going to win or he's going to spend the press conference defending his philosophy. You must know that's how he operates. So I wanna pass it back at any point. There's no point where we're gonna change philosophy. He's going to play his possession football and he's going to die by that football.
Yeah, I agree with coach. He probably would have come in good conditions to our fit to bolo coach mo. So I really don't think Ruto change anytime soon. Maybe he'll learn. That's all we can hope for. Maybe he'll learn. That's all we can hope for. But the conditions that he came into the club with, they're going to be the same. Football, if I do to see, I change the fit. I another person.
Pella, nobody's bigger than the club, guys. The thumbnail, it says the dawn of a new era. The way we've been speaking today, so far, gents, it looks like Vele, it's going to have to be a new Orlando Pirates. Not just a new Rulani coming to the old Pirates or a new Pirates getting an old Rulani. They both have to go forward for any of these dreams to come true. Buffett, because now here's coach is already shutting down my cup dream. Shutting it down. Katlego, is it you that said, this man, if I had to go on transfer market and SofaScore and Fort Mob and all of those places, I won't find one domestic cup? Not one domestic cup, Buffet. Come on, hold on. Pella, this is Mzansi. We have even cups that can come just tomorrow. They can be a new cup. So you're telling me he's gonna win none of those? Buffet, it's not even Makufe. Or something like that. Oh, yeah, you can unmute that.
My brother, it's not me. It's history. History says that he hasn't won anything. It's not me.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to him coming with his philosophy. But I was saying that with the way he plays, he can't win cups. Because I don't think you see now. Like some guys are gonna say it's okay if he doesn't win a cup. But deep down, guys, it's not nice. It's not nice, guys. You know that. Look at Chiefs fans when they won a cup. Winning a cup, even if it's a small cup, it matters.
Context was different. The context was different. They hadn't won for 10 years. The context was different.
So are you willing to go a season without a cup?
No.
Because you're building.
No.
Exactly, my brother. Exactly. You are now used to top life.
It won't be nice, but if the second season it brings us a league, I mean, come on now.
It's if you are saying if. That's the thing. If is the big word. I'm not willing to sacrifice a cup here and there. But waiting. I'm gonna wait.
But the appointment Rulani. Are we really saying Muriki appointment Jerry Cup?
No, it's not that. It's about winning the league. But in winning the league, you also need to win a cup. When we won the league the last time, we also won cups. Let's not act like we won the league and not cups as well. You need to win cups as well, guys.
Yeah,
it's often the blow. It's often the blow. Like if you're not achieving the league, at least you can console yourself with a cup here and there. So if you're gonna go the whole season without a cup, last season we only won one cup, and it hurt that thing. Only one cup.
Definitely.
Nah. No ways, guys. I hate to be the pessimist here, but it is what it is.
I saw by the show hands. Good about to expect cups. Do you think now the conversation has changed? Do you think we're gonna win them?
Do we think he's going to grow? We are expecting them, but then we are also admitting that he can't do it. So can you see how this is a push and pull exercise over here, Mr. Coach?
That was Sundowns. We whipped him in back-to-back cup finals, and he won the league. We were dancing. We loved our cups. It's another year where Sundowns is the best team. But you know how hard it is for me to say that with my mouth in public and say Sundowns is the best team in the country. It makes me want to cry, my friends. Because it's a fact. I can't take it anymore, Buffett. I can't. He can go to the cup final and lose them all. If he gives me the league, I'll be okay. I know the cup did nothing. Yes.
You guys are not serious. You guys are not serious. You guys are not serious, Kadi. 8 seasons. 8. Bafete maganyana.
It's not right, but England is wrong.
It's very wrong. It's criminal.
That's what I was saying, my chance. Since we don't really have 50-50 more fella. Since we are not so sure that we're gonna win the cup and the league, is he there to just give us the cup? I mean the league to say 8 years, it's been a long time. Well, now we have the league but didn't win the cups. Or are we just going to say at least we need a cup and you just got 3 points away from Mamelodi Sundowns league? Got this close.
I wish it was as 50-50 as you are saying it, but the only 50-50 is just the fence, Mr. Coach.
That's a very valid point. And KB and I have had this conversation off air many times. And like Ichogiri, come and let's just say another season, we are sitting here on all we have is just our hands. Arawina next. You see, if that happens, Marakesheva log. Sundowns includes got 2 points. Or I win next season. Let's go again. So
yeah,
but if KP, please don't bring little party into SA, please. Little party rightly England. But if we get to a point where the season ends and I have won the MTN8 and Culling, or I've won any one cup, doesn't matter. I won one cup. Maraki Sheba log 11 points. We've done nothing. There's no progress. We haven't moved forward.
Hide another blama.
Hello, qualifier like CAF. Oh, so CAF qualification actually means nothing these days because we have Rulani.
No, we're gonna get there.
Okay, hold up. Let me go through the comments. Yes, Mr. Coach, you're gonna answer this one. Has Rulani officially been selected as head coach? Selected.
He's been everything but announced him fit to. Honestly, if you even check the video Etuling from the Pirates page, our graphic design team is second to none. They did a little thing about the preseason tour, and there's a little bit of a picture there of a coach with or bearing code. I know myself too.
Away Real Pope, you'll go and check out that footage. And then Tabang says, with all the players we have signed, I personally feel we need a police and Pasadine. We still have the players that are currently out on loan. I don't know if they're returning. And then he also says, coach must be able to manage this squad. Feed. Next one, Amos comes back and says, Rulani will go for every cup to win, that it won't look bad when it doesn't win the league. And the Pirates players got experience with winning the cup finals. So I'm confident that he'll succeed in that regard. Fade dope. Mandan Dovu and then comes through, says it's very simplistic to say that the coach knows how to win the league. I can't knows how to. It's very simplistic to say that the coach knows how to win the league. The coach doesn't know how to win cups. Winning is a combination of many factors and not just the coach. That's a dope one from Mandla there. And then Moreno also says, I say give the coach a chance and let him cook. Yes, Bafetu, that is the consensus around. Oh, let me just give an update on the poll also. I made a poll, Bafetu. I'm like, okay, how does Rulani do this season? And then I made option 1, win the league. Option 2, win a domestic cup. And option 3, go find CAF. 78% say win the league. Woo! I am a Makaringe optimistic. Hopeful. And then after that, 17% said we'll go find CAF. And then 6% with one domestic cup. But we must just know that for every 80% positive, there must be an 80% negative ratio. Just know. Because I don't want us to read these stats, and these are our fellow Pioneers, 18 of them even. Yeah. And for every single poll, Mr. Coach, you've been there for all of them. Everybody has just been saying, Rulani can do it, Rulani can do it, Rulani can do it. And I think all the people who commented there, you guys are not doing anything to shift the narrative. But also when you look at Mandla's comment there, he's saying it's a combination of many factors, not just the coach. So Right now, Mr. Coach, think about it, guys. Think about it. Everybody here, think about it, guys. Maybe he can learn to win a flipping cup. But it's just 90 minutes. It's just 90 minutes. And how did he do that? Go with that. Didn't he go out in the semi-final when they finally decided on? Wasn't it, Mr. Coach? Does anybody have the facts? I think it was a semi-final.
They weren't competing. Go with that. He wasn't competing for anything at all. I get, but they were number 6, but one of it on a feature, and what he got them was CAF football. When he left, they were 3rd position, and they weren't even far from 2nd. I think they could even finish 2nd. I think I was like 1 result away from something like that. So, yeah, he did okay in to go with that. First of all, because somebody mentioned Kev, I would be shocked if Rulani Mokwena fails to get to the quarterfinal, semi-final at CAF. It would make no sense. It's a cup that he knows. It's a tournament that he knows very well. He's got a lot of experience. And now, fortunately, we also have players in the camp who have, albeit very small, but they have a little bit of experience. And then I also want to just comment on Mandla's comment. Yes, Rulani, I have a lot of faith in him. I think he can bring us what we need, which is the league. Management must do what it takes. If they don't, now I'll be here every day and saying in Yampuza the moon.
That's a valid point.
But to me, I'll let you guys chime in with whatever you want to chime in with, but I just want to wind down with this year signing Mbutuma. I hope we don't go back to Rulani, even though everything is going to end up with the coach. But anyway, I just want the opinion on how you guys think Mbutuma will do in the squad. Does he make us better? Will he get enough game time? If you don't have an opinion on him, just put your hand up. If you do, then I'm just going to assume that you do, and then I'll just go ka sekel in nake wanang that starts with Mr. Mafelo.
Obvious. The boy, sorry, something is in my eye. The boy for now, he's okay. I today I like a negative. God help me. Anyway, he's a good striker. He can grow. I think in a different management or a different coach, our previous one, he could have known how to kind of utilize him. With this one currently that's coming in, Mokwena, I don't know. He's very average for me. I don't know his stats in terms of ratings within the league. What was he? I'll check it at KP. Just
I think it was some goal contributions, but I'll check for you guys. Yeah.
So he comes in as a striker.
I think Kato must have the right facts because they don't help him make his point. Mbutuma only scored 6 goals last season.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Coach. But I only see him as being average for us. I'm not seeing a lot. I'm not seeing him score a lot of goals for us. That's all.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Satus.
Mr. Nago had something to say.
Okay, no, he can go.
By the way, it's not Nago. My name is Katleo, guys. Not Nago. That's Katleo. I said my piece about the guy on WhatsApp, guys. I don't get the hype. I brought out the stats, and the Tempo said I shouldn't use stats, to comment about him. I mean, the guy played about 20 something games. I think about 28 games this season, and he scored 27 games. Mm-hmm. He played 27 games and scored how many goals? 6. I mean, come on. Is there a league winning striker there? I'm not saying go and fetch Mayele, but like get me someone like a Reyners, like Shalulile, someone who can smell goals, man. I need a deadly striker. Mofokeng is supplying people there the whole day and they're not doing anything. But when I get the same type of player, Mofokeng is gonna be supplying the whole day and no one is gonna score. I personally feel that the guy, I think we are buying potential there. That's the thing. We are buying potential, not a ready-made striker. And I think we need to be honest about that. And if you are buying potential, there's already potential at the club. There's already potential, guys.
Yeah, well, at 23 years old,
there's already potential.
When I'm looking at his, thank you for that point there, because because of the reputation that he's coming with. But when we look at profile, let me hopefully Mr. Coach will allow me to say the stats. But anyway, it is 25 games and then 5 goals in the league. He was taking about 2 shots per game in the league, and goal conversion of 10%. Whoa. Yeah, and then he looks like he takes a lot of shots from outside the box. So he's not afraid to shoot, unlike another striker that we have there. He's got 2 assists. He makes 0.8 key passes a game. His passing accuracy is not that high. Accurate passes per game, 63%. In his own half, 74. That doesn't matter. In the opposition half, 57. Chip passes, 0.6 attempted per game. And then I think with his discipline, he's had 2 red cards last season. One of them was a double yellow. But the thing that impresses me the most, guys, is actually his heat map. He's everywhere. We might be signing a Makopa who's not afraid to shoot, guys.
That's what I'm saying. That's the last thing that we need.
Another Hoto.
The last thing that we need.
He's not afraid to shoot. Mr. Coach, I see your hand is up.
Buffett, first of all, we don't need to go to the markets to go find a deadly striker. We have had him for 2 years. He gave us, I think, 30 goals in 2 seasons. And for some reason, maybe God one day will whisper in my ear and explain to me why we were starting Makopa instead. We have a goal threat in the team in Mabasa, a beast, somebody who can get goals. And for that reason, in fact, I love the fact that Rulani has always spoken highly of Mabasa and Sundowns, because it means he's going to tailor his game around playing with Mabasa, a striker that actually knows what it means to be a striker in the box. So I don't think Mutuma is actually necessarily going to be our main striker. I think it's going to be more like a support. Personally, come on in the second half a couple of times. We might even have situations where we play 2 strikers in the game, and I think we're likely to see Mbutuma and Mabasa. Also, Mbutuma ke player Rulani Machens. You must not think that the management signed that guy because they identified him. That one was a Rulani request, and that's why we have him. And I think that will help him in the fact that he would always know that he's got a coach that believes in him. I think part of Makopa getting goals here and there was because he's always had backing from Hugo Bruce to but he's been getting a lot of backing from the coach. And it's been working for him. And I think the great thing about Mbutuma, just like you were saying, KB, he is a Makopa profile, Mfetu. I think you do need that variety when it comes to your front men. You can't only just have a target man, and Mbutuma gives us that different dynamic. So he's going to give us everything that Makopa gives us, and he's going to know how to strike a ball into the back of the net, or at least test the keeper. And stats are important to an extent. I'll concede that he doesn't have a good showing for himself. I mean, 6 games, 6 goals in that many games isn't that good. But I'm still saying that you have to remember he was playing for Richards Bay, who suffered a lot of possession, who weren't getting the same quality of chances that we are able to create for Pirates. And for a lot of the time, they were, how do I say, a lot more defensive striker. Now, I'm not going to say that I've seen 500 minutes of Mbutuma, but I have seen a little bit of him, especially under Bruce. And I also do have a lot of faith in Bruce's judgment. I think him calling him up was not by mistake. There's something there. So if there's someone like Mbutuma he's got the potential to be somebody who gets as many goals as Mabasa, in my opinion. And the fact that he's going to have Mabasa, who's there already banging in the goals, who can do it, it's a good enough environment for him to actually develop into that kind of striker. So I think Mutuma is a good position. I agree. It's you always want to get people like Reinazi and people. I mean, Reinazi Mfethu was in the running for top goal scorer. What is Stellenbosch? I would have loved to get a striker like that, but since we didn't, I think Mutuma is honestly a step in the right direction, provided that we put most of our faith in that position in a real striker. And Mabasa Mfethu is incredible in the air. For example, how many crosses were we playing last season? And we're choosing to play with our false nine. So I really think the environment is set up in a way that works very well for Mbutuma, and if he can rise to the occasion, because to get like a holy and get pressure for stadium, he needs to be able to play under those conditions. But I think again, with coach like Rulani, who has even publicly backed him, I think it's the right environment for him to hit that kind of level. But obviously,
Coach, I just want to ask you a question, Coach. It sounds like you put your entire striker eggs in a basket, go Mabasa. And then we need to get a replacement for Mahopa.
That's you know what? Like. And I like that you asked that question. I have been begging for Mahopa to be benched for a long time, bro. So I don't regard him as one of my strikers at all. I've never been happy when he's playing. Yes, I think he scored 7 goals last season. But I remember those chances that he was supposed to do much better with. I'm fully trying to shoot up Brian. I can shoot better than Mahopa, and that for me is poor.
But what I will say about Mahopa, in the big games, like the very big games against Sundowns, semi-final, Pyramids, some cup finals against Chiefs, Mahopa, he put in a shift. He either scored or he put in a shift.
PMT, bro. He's got the PMT, and I'll give him this. His profile, the hard work that he did, was the reason why he was always the better player in those games. First of all, how many of those games do Pirates play in a season for you to rely on him for the whole season?
Yeah.
And secondly, like I'm saying, because I appreciate that difference in profile that Mahopa gave us, that's why I get a luckily Mbutu Malena is a hardworking striker like that. He will also actually get this step. Except when he's in the box, he will actually be able to shoot. So as far as I'm concerned, my strikers this season are going to be Mutuma, Mabasa, Lepasa if he stays, and Radio Pani, if things go my way.
So number 1, Mabasa. Number 2, Mutuma. And you are happy with that lineup going into next season?
I am.
To win the league, by the way.
I am.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Ghost believes there's goals there. He believes there's goals there. Yo. I think because the time has met us face to face, we are poised to end this one. I think if anybody has something to close with, you can close with it right after I read the last batch of comments. I'll start with the poll. 41 votes in by now. It has gone down to 68% of people who think we're going to win the league with Rulani. 10% one domestic cup nyana, and 22% go far in the CAF. Thank you guys for participating. God, and then so let me see. Mandla comes through, says Mbutuma is the coach's signing. He's a good striker. He didn't get the Brewers call up by mistake. Note that only 2 players in the PSL scored more than 10 goals last season, and both of them are at Sundowns. Good point there. Morena also says new coach, new players, especially young players, so it's a new chapter. Let's hope for the best, and let's also continue supporting the team, and let's not wait for wins in order to fill up the stadium. It's good, that's dope. And then Mandla comes through with a correction. It's 27 games, 6 goals. Our friends in Naturena know him very well. Stop watching only Pirates. Stop watching only Pirates, Chiefs, and Sundowns matches, and you will know players. Thank you very much, Mandla, for the advice there. And he says, and he's also challenging coach there. Mawasa. Sometimes he's an innocent bystander. And honestly, he has had to have a lot of practice dropping deep. I can actually agree with you there.
I agree with him
But
there.
besides that, Buffet, too, I think we know now that we have something like a new coach and a new era, new beginning, like the comment was saying there. I don't know if we're going to get a new management structure, new attitude at the top from Pirates. We shall wait and see. It's a safe space for Faith to Orlando Pirates therapy session. Bucs chat live. It's supposed to be every Thursday. This one was the Sunday soul session of the Bucs chat live. We'll catch you next Thursday, my Faith. I hope there's not much news. There's still too much. Just with the news we have now, there's already a lot to discuss. Please don't come out with any more except for dope players being signed. Thank you for everybody joining. Danko, my Faith, too.